Hello everybody. Just thought I would share with you a really quick dish here. It's dinner time. I just got off work. Wanted to make something really simple. I've obviously started my rice cooker. Some of you think this is a slow cooker. It isn't. It is a $15 rice cooker from Walmart. But basically, you just put the rice in there, some water, set it on, and it kind of cooks itself. So once you got it going, you just let it sit, and it'll actually kick down from hot mode, which you push this down to make it hot mode. And then it, when the rice is done cooking, it just stops itself. It goes on warm mode. Now, this is actually the same cooker, or the same kind of cooker that I have in the van. I have a red one that's similar, or the white one. I'll alternate between the two of them, but basically, this is a 120 volt appliance that I run in the van, but you can run it here at the house, obviously, or any 120 volt power. So I'm cooking the rice right now. While the rice is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and make this. I don't know if you guys recall, about a week or so ago, maybe more than a week, I bought some bean sprouts. Look at that, 98 cents for all this from Thrifty. So I froze it. So apparently bean sprouts, bean sprouts, that's what they're called. They freeze pretty well. So we're going to see if they actually thaw out and cook well. I've got some pork here. I don't know if you guys remember the episode where I cut up some pork and stuff. Obviously, I've gone through quite a bit of it, so I've only got a little bit left. We're going to put some of this in because I'm going to make a meal for myself, and I just found out my wife is going to be here, so we're all going to enjoy this really simple meal. It's basically bean sprouts and beef. Not beef, bean sprouts and pork. And to season it, of course, I use my really simple seasoning. I get the Dollar Tree chopped onions, and we've been trying to go salt-free because we're still using soy sauce. So I got the salt-free seasoning I'll toss in, and the low-sodium Kikkoman soy sauce that was given to me by my special friend visitor there at NEX when I was doing the knife show up there. I also will be using canola oil. Once again, if you have olive oil, that's probably better, but canola oil, even vegetable oil, works fine. So we're going to turn the stove on to high heat and basically put some oil in there and then try to cook up the meat first. And the reason I want to cook up the meat is because I want to make sure the meat's cooked. And then we'll throw in the veggies. And in this case, it's not veggies. It's just bean sprouts. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and set the camera down, add some oil, and get the pork cooking. All right, I've got the pan with the oil in it on high. And I'm actually going to turn it down because I don't want to burn the meat. But you can see I'm opening up several packets. I think this was the canitas. Canitas, is that what they're called? That I chopped up. And also the other pork. I'm putting in a lot of meat because I'm going to try to serve the entire family with this. It's a very simple meal here. And basically at this point all I'm trying to do is just thaw everything out while cooking it. So I've set the heat now. I've adjusted the heat to a little bit less than medium. And we're just going to let it sit with the lid closed, so it's kind of like an oven almost, to kind of thaw the meat out. And what I'll need to do is stir it up a little bit while it's cooking. And I might even go ahead and season it right now while it's frozen. So let's do that. This is what you call lazy man cooking. I never really properly thaw things out or anything. I just sort of do it on the fly. So we're going to throw this in. Oh, that's the water. So be careful when you're doing this. I'm going to go ahead and add some seasoning here. The first thing we're going to pour all over everything is our chopped onions from Dollar Tree. Got quite a bit of chopped onions there from Dollar Tree. And now we're going to go ahead and add our salt-free seasoning. Go ahead and just pour it. Well, sprinkle it is more like it, but that should do it. That'll be my seasoning. Now I just let it simmer. I'm going to put it on halfway between medium and low. And just let the system cook up, and I'll let the meat basically thaw out. And then I'll be stirring it up with this. I guess it's a spatula, right? You guys never told me. So we'll stir that up and get the meat all spread out so that it can evenly cook. Then we're going to toss in the bean sprouts, and then a little bit of Kikkoman soy sauce, and that's pretty much the dish. Really simple. And you eat it with rice. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. And you can see the meat is all thawed out right now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat back up to high, because we want this on high. For stir fry, we want to cook things really fast. So I'm going to go ahead and fully cook the meat by turning the heat up on high. Looking at it, I think I can add a little bit more seasoning just to give it some flavor. So we're going to go ahead and put in a little bit more onions. I don't think you can ever have enough onions. Or too much onions. Lots of onions here. I think what would have been really good for it is garlic, but I don't have any garlic with me. Fresh garlic, you know. So if I had garlic, I would toss that in to give it a little bit more better smell and flavor. So we're just going to add some more seasoning, just so it fully coats the meat here. And we'll go ahead and stir fry this. I don't know if you just heard that, but the rice cooker just popped. So it's been about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the rice cooker and just let it sit. Rice is done. Now the meat and the bean sprouts will be done in a few more minutes. So we got it on high heat. We're going to go ahead and stir fry everything. Get the meat fully cooked. And to help it out, I think I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it. Seal in the heat. And cook even faster. Normally you cook this kind of stuff on a wok. Obviously I don't have a wok with me, so I'm using this, I guess it's a frying pan, right, with a lid. So this is really weird stir fry here without using a wok, but if you have a wok, you're lucky. This dish, even though I'm making it in a house, could conceivably be made in a van by cooking the rice, in one rice cooker, and taking a second one and cooking up the meat and the bean sprouts. Something really simple like this could be made inside a van. I mean, I guess you could make complicated stuff in a van too, but if you've ever tried to cook in a little minivan, with limited space and access to everything, some stuff just spilled over here, but it's pretty much cooked now. The meat is cooked, so it's going to be a matter of tossing in the bean sprouts. So we're just going to open up the bean sprouts and toss it in there. I hope this turns out okay, because normally I would use fresh bean sprouts, not frozen. But it looks like it's okay. Doesn't look like it'll turn to mush. I hope it doesn't turn to mush, but I think it'll be fine. We're going to toss the bean sprouts in here. Those are bean sprouts. And let's pour in some soy sauce. Doesn't that look good? Looks almost like Asian cooking. Pour in some soy sauce here. Alright. Then it's just a matter of stirring everything up, and the food is done. That's what I like about these kind of meals. They're really easy and quick to prepare. You don't really need too much ingredients, and you can kind of use what you have on hand. And if you like certain things, that's what you throw in there. You're not limited to just using bean sprouts. The only reason I'm limiting it today is I don't feel like throwing in anything else. And I just wanted to show you how to make a really simple meal. If you don't have pork like I do right now, you could actually throw in, and it works great, hamburger meat. So, maybe put in half a pound or a pound of hamburger meat, and then toss in the bean sprouts, and it's pretty much done. This is it. This is the meal. So you can see the bean sprouts are melted. So it's pretty much done right now. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it and let everything heat up, but food is done. Doesn't that look good? And you essentially just eat this with the rice. You serve white rice, and you have bean sprouts with it. So bean sprouts look like it didn't become slush, so it still looks good. Bean sprout looks fine. So I guess safe to say that freezing bean sprouts is okay. But as always, if you can cook this stuff without freezing it, which you would probably do if you were living in a van, you'd buy the stuff fresh and cook it up and have yourself a really good meal. So we'll go ahead and pause this, and then I'll resume filming to show you what it looks like and do a quick taste test to see if this turned out okay. Okay, here then is the finished product. We got the rice and the pork and the bean sprouts. Let's go ahead and have a taste. It's very simple. Nothing too fancy. Just a simple meal if you're hungry and just want some good food. Here we go. That steam. Woohoo! This is great. Very tasty. Until next time, everybody, I hope you're all eating well, staying warm, staying safe. God bless you all, and thank you for tuning in. Take care now. Alright. Something I thought I would show you is that sometimes Asians will actually eat food like this without mixing the pepper in or making a pepper sauce. You basically just grab a pepper, like here I have Thai chili pepper, and you grab the food and you bite the food, and you bite a piece of pepper with it. And that gives you the hot, which is what, I'm doing right now, because I didn't feel like making a pepper sauce. But that's another way to get the spice into your food.